Tariq is the most difficult and least played DPS hero in Fellowship right now, and I'm on a mission to go from just playing him to thriving on the leaderboards this season. Now, for those that don't know, Tariq has a very punishing swing timer mechanic that's, well, super engaging and rewarding to play when you get it right, but not so much when you lose your rhythm. In this video series, I want to show you my progress as I focus on different builds, get the rest of my gear, chase down all the gems that I need, and more important than all of that, practice. In the coming weeks, we'll use all the tools available to us from around the community, like Fellowship logs to look at our best and worst performances. Fellow Bis is a good one to create a shopping list for all the gear that we need. We'll also look at Fellow's Guide for some awesome tools that you can find on that website, and maybe even some coaching from the best players in the business from our Tariq class channel on our Discord. Fingers crossed on that one. Hopefully someone wants to give me some coaching. Now, you're all going to think I'm a little bit crazy for attempting this on a hero like Tariq, playing on New Zealand ping. But I don't care, we're going to do it anyway. So each week we'll start with a stream to check in where I'm at, and here's a quick look at where I started on Tuesday. Now my dungeon rating was sitting at 7,368. I had an item level of 288.2. I was also running a schism build that looked like this. I'll leave a link in the comments below so you can check that out in a bit more detail. The only legendary that I had access to was the neck, because that's the only one that had dropped at that point. I was also running Surreal's Reckoning as my weapon with Visions of Grandeur. I hadn't fully upgraded it yet, and I did end up finding a better weapon that I will talk about in a sec. My leaderboard ranking was 1,155, which actually already put me in the top 10% of Tariq players, which really surprised me, but I'm really looking forward to push a little bit higher than that. Also on the gems side, I think I had like 11 sapphires at my disposal, so not a whole lot. So we've got a lot of progress to make there as well. Like I mentioned during that stream, we actually found a better weapon that had some other traits like Inspired Allegiance and Vengeful Soul. So that gives us a great foundation for upgrades. I'll probably end up running that well into the future. I don't see any reason to grab anything else anytime soon. So I had a lot of fun playing the Schism build, but I quickly realized just how much game sense you need, and it really requires optimized decision making to be really effective. I did start figuring out what the best Tariq players have been telling me about when to fish for Schism procs and when to dump all your resources. And even though I made some mechanical progress in that 2-hour stream, I left feeling like maybe this wasn't the best build for me. I felt like I had zero brain bandwidth left for interrupts or positioning, and I thought it might be fun to try something else off stream. And I did, and I'll talk about that in a sec. Anyway, we picked up a couple of hundred dungeon rating in that 2-hour stream, but that was nothing compared to what I managed to get done in the following days. I'd been hearing rumblings about it, and I thought it might be fun to try out this square hammer build that I'd been hearing so much about. I found Targus's guide over on Fellow's Guide, so thank you for that. And I did some light reading and went to hit some target dummies. The whole build revolves around a simple premise, which I love, and that doesn't change a whole lot situationally. You hit your heavy strikes, you use your facebreaker procs, and you watch the lightning damage stack up. Love that simplicity. I very quickly got addicted to this build and started making some great progress as I watched my damage output become more reliable and more competitive. To me, at least, it felt more rhythmic and musical, which I really loved. I felt like if I could just get into the rhythm of hitting my heavy strikes, it would go really well. But one thing that I'm still figuring out for myself is what to do when I miss a heavy strike, and this isn't covered in many guides, and I still don't know the answer. But I've found that if I do miss a heavy strike a little bit earlier in a pool with a lot of mobs still up, I'll use my Focused Wrath, and I'll use up my Fury with Hammerstorm while I kind of reset my brain and get back into the rhythm. Because you have a little bit of time in Hammerstorm, especially if you cast it twice, I felt like I was able to reset my brain and get back into the rhythm. I'm not sure if this is the right play, so let me know in the comments if my logic is flawed. You know, we're still learning here. So I played this build off stream just solo queuing, and I've run into a few familiar faces from our Discord over the past few days. I saw Elliot Lake on there, I saw Scolius, I saw Electricity, Pineapple was there as well, and it's been a blast just running dungeons with everyone. To be clear, I am committed fully to solo queue with no carries, so I get the real eternal experience that most of you are working with right now. I mean, I could kind of trivialize this whole thing and I'm sure get some real top players to kind of pull me up, but that would kind of invalidate the whole thing. So where are we now? Well, I managed to hit number 552 on the leaderboards at the time that I was recording this, so that's the top 5% of Tariq players now, which is up about 600 places. My dungeon rating is now sitting at 9,213, which is up 1,845 points. And full disclaimer, that's pretty much inflated because I did actually look at some of the outliers that I had from early on, and I was still sitting on a contender level Sailor's Abyss clear. So once I got that, I got like so many points right away. I don't think going forward that I'm going to have that luxury, and it's going to be a bit more of a grind. Anyway, my item level is now up about 18 points to 306.4. I can see here that my spirit value is way too high just from the gearing that I have, but that gives us something to work on over the next few weeks. I'm pretty sure I'm getting diminishing returns on my crit as well, so we've got a lot of optimization to do on the way to capping out my gear. I also managed to get my legendary boots, which I'm really, really happy about, and I finished those off with my first flawless sapphire of the season. I managed to unlock 6 nodes on the sapphire gem track, and then I got some other bonuses elsewhere on amethyst and topaz, but I'm not even close to the gem cap, so we can improve a lot here in the coming weeks too. I can't wait to feel what that power seems like. Anyway, I'm currently sitting around some easily timed 11s with some others lagging behind, so I feel like 10k isn't really that far off, and I'm kind of interested to see where you think I can end up. I don't know, what do you think my ceiling is on this challenge? So it's going to be next week soon, and we'll do this whole thing again. So I'm looking at streaming again on my Tuesday morning, same time, New Zealand time. I know time zones are all over the place, especially since New Zealand's in the future, but I will make an event on Discord so everyone kind of knows when that's happening. So as part of this journey, I mean, it's also kind of selfish, but it's really important to me that I understand all aspects of the game that I'm working on. This isn't something new. I've done that with all the games that I've worked on over the years. I think I can do my job better if I understand the trials and tribulations across all strata of the game experience, and I know that I'm not the only developer that I work with that feels like that. I know developers across the industry get a bad rap for not playing their games or that perception, and sometimes that's true. It's not necessarily part of your job description when you go into a studio to have to play the game at a certain level. That's not what you necessarily need to bring to the table. But I do think, and I know a lot of the people that I work with agree, that we can do our jobs better the more we understand the player experience. It's something that I talk a lot about with Axel, our game director and CEO right now. He's blasting multiple heroes at the top level right now. I'm pretty sure he's probably been in some of your deep eternal runs on Vigor, so you may have run across him without noticing it. You've probably also seen that Jupiter, our new community manager, has joined the team recently, and she's been absolutely killing it on Alarian. She was super quick to hit 10k over there as well. And there are so many other devs across Chief Rebel that are probably just in a lot of your runs already, especially if you're playing on EU. We're always out there playing, even if you don't see it, and I, for one, can't wait to jump into the next week and really push my way up the leaderboard. I really, really want to get the gold trim on Tariq. Okay, so it's kind of unrelated, but I did want to mention it here while I have some of you watching. If you didn't see it on Discord just yet, we have launched a campaign with Makeship to try and get a Sylvie plushie made. I think that'd be really cool. Also, just to clarify, because I know we're getting a lot of questions about it, this isn't something that takes away from our development time at all. We just got a lovely email from someone over at Makeship who was really excited about Fellowship and wanted to see if there were enough people out there who wanted to see a plushie. I decided that we could start with Sylvie because I think it would be a good fit. But basically the way that it works is if we get 200 supporters, then it will happen. So you pledge $2. If we do manage to hit that 200 pledge threshold, then it will get made, and you will pay the rest of it, which will be $27.99 plus shipping and tax. So the whole plushie costs $29.99 plus shipping and tax, and that shipping is $8.99 no matter where you are in the world. So for me, that works really well because New Zealand shipping prices are absolutely horrible. But that should take around, I think, 1 to 4 months once the product launches. And then if this is something that we can get going, I'll let the community pick which one we want to see next. So hopefully we can make that happen. I think it'd be really cute If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But if it does, then we'll have something cool to talk about. Anyway, that's going to be all for today. I will see you on stream to blast some more dungeons on Tariq. Can't wait to see how much progress we make and how quickly. All right, see you soon. Bye.